Hello and good morning to UPSC viewers science section. Today we are going to see chapter number 12, which is on body joints. So in this chapter there are four different types of joints that are discussed. The first is the ball and the socket joint. In this joint one bone has a round end and the second bone has a cavity, and the round end of the first bone fits into the cavity of the second bone, and this allows the bone to move in all directions. The shoulder and the arm are connected by the ball and socket joint, and therefore we can move our shoulder around. The next is the pivot joint. So the head can move in a circular manner, and that is due to the connection to the neck using a pivot joint. The next joint is the hinge, and this joint allows back and forth movements. So we have doors attached to hinges, and so we can only pull the door and push the door, but not beyond a point. So similarly, the elbow is an example of the hinge joint. So in elbows also you can move the hand front end to the normal position, but not the other way around. The next is the fixed joint. So these are the immovable joints of the body. The lower jaw and the head are connected to each other using these fixed joints. Next is the cartilage. Although a cartilage is not a skeleton or a bone, but it is a part of the skeleton and is not as hard as the actual bones. Ear is a cartilage. Also, the nose is also a type of cartilage. So these are soft parts of skeleton and can be folded and squeezed, etc. The muscles are also important parts of the body. They are required to make movements. Two muscles are needed for a single bone to move, because while one of the muscle contracts, the other expands, and the contracting bone moves the muscle in the direction, and this allows us to move. So walking and shaking hands, all this are possible due to the presence of a pair of muscles that connect our bones. Fine, so that was it about muscles. The next part is on tissues, especially the tissues that are present in animals or humans. So there are three main types of tissues. One is the epithelial tissue, the next is the connective tissue, and the last one is the muscular tissue. There is also a nervous tissue present in the body. In epithelial tissue, we see a protective covering over all the parts of the body. And this epithelial tissue does not have any intercellular space, that is, it does not have any space between the cells. And so it allows material to pass through it, but only selective types of materials. So it is selectively permeable membrane. And there are many types of epithelial tissues like squamous, then ciliated, and also columnar. So you may note this down if you need epithelial tissues and the types of epithelial tissue. The next is the connective tissue. So the blood is a type of connective tissue. Then bones also connect different parts. Bones are made up of the compounds of calcium and phosphorus. This was a question asked in CDS exam, so you can answer that question now. Ligaments are parts or connective tissues that join bones together. Cartilage is the smooth bones or the smooth bone surface at the joints. Then tendons are also one type of connective tissue. A tendon connects a bone and a muscle. So as it is shown here, tendons and cartilages. Right, so that was it about the tissues present in our body and their uses. Now certain miscellaneous details are present. Number one, snail moves with the help of a muscular muscular foot. So snails move slowly and they move with the help of a muscular foot. Birds have hollow bones and because of that they are able to fly, whereas we do not have those hollow bones and they add weight to our body and it is not possible for us to fly. The fine hair and mucus that is present in our nose has a function like protection of dust from entering the human body. So it acts as a natural filtration mechanism of the body. One peculiar fact about muscles is that they can only pull but not push, and that is why we need a pair of muscles which are pulling a bone from both the sides and making the movement possible. Earthworms, which are another important organism, they are known as the friends of farmers. One reason is because they eat the soil and this soil is then digested and excreted out of the body and this excreted material has rich in organic matter and compost and so is more fertile. An earthworm also breathes through its skin. Whenever there is heavy rainfall, the air pockets present inside the soil are filled with water and so the soil that is used by the earthworms for breathing does not have the oxygen and so earthworms are forced to come to the surface. So during rainy seasons we see a lot of earthworms on the top of the soil and one reason for that is because they cannot find the oxygen inside the soil. Fine, so that was it about the body and its joints and tissues, etc. So if you are comfortable, then you can attempt this chapter review and you can move on to the next chapter if you score more than 80% marks. Again, to reach this, you have to first go to our website, which is www.upscfever.com. You can see here, and then this is our home page. You can click here and then on